Greetings, fellow mayors. This is Captain Obvious, and welcome back to the Masterclass series for new and veteran players to help improve their city building and city management skills.
And we have returned to Hanami Bay with the captain's voice still a little husky because he is still sick, but the build must go on. And what we did in the previous episode was we entirely removed the dirty yellow industries here, and the trash and garbage was transferred to this end while our electricity was here, and also our inland water treatment plants, and also some generic yellow industries just to mix that all in. So basically, we placed all our rotten eggs in one basket. As for the rest of the industrial area, we created our farming area over here. This was not the intended location, but we do not have any tiles available to unlock the one up here, which has all the resources gathered in one spot. This is where you want to put all your industrial area. So for the meantime, we placed it here. And as we did that, our industrial demands dropped and our residential demands rised. Therefore, we are going to continue with our build in the middle of the map. We can finally fill the space in, and our goal is to have it look similar to this, where we have this really nice residential area, then we have this school, and then we're gonna have something similar here where it's going to be engulfed around with the residential housing, which I think looks really cool, especially when you see that pattern that it comes low rise, mid rise, and high rise to the beach area. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and do our road layout. And to do that, first you need to check the terrain. You can determine if you need to flatten things or not. When I look at this, I see that it is flat in here, but then there's a small mound here that is not necessary. Therefore, I'm going to take the terrain height from here and we're going to flatten it according to this. So it just becomes one kind of flattened thing on top here. Then as here, we need to have a road that will go through, but we do not want it to be on a slope. Therefore, I'm going to take this and I'm going to flatten this out so we can have our main road or arterial there. As for the rest, we can just simply smoothen it out, which will work. Okay, now when it comes to the road layout, we're gonna use the same theme here. We have our arterial, then there's a tree line, then there's a pathway, and then a blank spot. Okay, and let's go ahead and do that same layout here. So that's a 3 unit distance around there. Ooh, we are using the wrong type of road. It is this one, and let's use a straight road. So I will connect it up here. So it's very simple, very cookie cutter, and right now extremely compact because it's hard to unlock tiles. And I'm gonna use this mod just to be able to see the contour lines of the terrain. Make this straight along there, and this one here. Then we can curve it. Okay, that will suffice for now. And then on this end, we could make it go a little straight. All right, now we see this elevated metro line. So what I'm going to do is we are going to extend it. I'm just going to show a little preview on what this is going to entail. So we notice that this is on a slope. So as we go up here and on top, instead of keeping it elevated, I am actually going to ground it just to make it kind of different. And I could change the levels of that. And up here we will need a station. So first I'm going to just use a road so that we have our guide. Let's make it up to here and then come back to our road. And so I do intend to unlock that tile as a reminder. Then it's up to us to find a station that we want to use. And I think I'll go for this one, the multi-level metro hub. So we're gonna put her down, and as you can see, it has an underground metro, it has an elevated line and a grounded line. So it has 3 different tracks. And with that, on the grounded track is the one that we are going to attach this onto. So this can go straight, this will go straight, and then turn this. Oh, it's too close. Bam. So now it's just grounded, while the elevated one will just proceed across, going there, and then the grounded we will figure out where it will go. So this area here is now reserved for a huge development area because it has a huge train station, and we're gonna have to figure out where the next stop would go. It should probably go somewhere on this side. In terms of stops, yeah, you don't want to make them too close, especially if they're a train track, a metro line, or a monorail. Okay, that said, let's go ahead and fill this in. Let's go ahead and keep this format. So the distance of this is 900, so we're gonna use that same one. 900, 920, I believe. Yeah, 920. So this is our block design. And to keep it consistent on this end, I am going to just extend this, and we're going to use this as our road to go all the way to the other side. Okay, so at some point, this road will have to go here, but then I do not want to unlock this tile. I have other tiles in mind to unlock. So that's it. I also need a road that goes this way that will connect to this one. So I'm just going to prepare a road. I'm going to place it over here as close as possible to the edge without actually touching the edge. Okay, so this one probably should not have been there, but that's all right. And we just need to determine now how deep or how many more tiles we will go until we start to curve it. We're gonna try to go one more 920 distance here. Yeah, this looks like a good depth. And here, this is where we're gonna start like having our edge. So our edge will go around there. So now I can delete this one. Then we're gonna need our road. So again, there's like a 3-unit distance from the edge. So that one is there. And this can now simply attach to this end. There you go, perfect. And we just need to connect our power lines, but since we're going to be building there, I'm going to go ahead and put our power line on this side so that I can delete everything here. Okay, looking good so far. So let's try to remove the things that we don't really need at the moment. So I'm gonna create a road extension here. So this one is not really the focus of this side, but I will place some of the assets here. So for instance, this one, that is the eco-friendly incinerator plant, and I'm also gonna place the tram depot on this end. Yeah, right now it's not connected, which is completely fine, and this should also be turned off since it is not currently operational. And everything else here can remain. So right now we're in like a race to reach the next milestone, which is at 17,000, because if you see, our cemetery is getting full and we need to unlock this one, the crematorium, at 17,000. So if we look at our cemeteries, as you can see, they are nearly full, about all of them, I assume. Yeah, so I don't think we're gonna reach it there, but we will eventually start to spam some more cemeteries in order to accommodate the death wave that is incoming. Like, we are anticipating it. Okay, now it's a matter of like connecting the dots together. So with this, I plan to use this going all the way across. So let's cut this. Then let's have it connect there. I'm going to delete this end. It seems a little awkward. Okay, that works for me. And now the question is where do you want to put your blocks and where do you want to put your wide space? So if we look on this, if you look at our format here, so we have like a lot of these blocks here and until it eventually reach this large area. So for here, so we have to decide if we want to do the same thing. Have like a little block area, then the large thing. I suppose we can do one more block on this end that it will be kind of similar. So let's add one more block. So here, this should go across. Okay. Unfortunately, it cracked on this end. I'm gonna try to repair it by redoing the roads. There you go. Now she's fixed. Oh, this side is one that's broken. There you go. Sometimes the roads are stubborn. Okay. So now we have our two blocks. This is in the way. We're gonna have to wait for the crematorium to be available, but we have our idea. Now let's just kind of connect these guys together. So let's try to do that. Or I could leave this open. This could be an area where we can connect. Then here, let's try to kind of match this one. So now it's a matter of like, how do you put the pieces of the puzzle together? Okay, and that should kind of work. So this will be, I'll give you an idea on what I'm planning to do. So I'm going to use these roads here just to give you an insight. So we're going to essentially use this as our transportation route for this block here. Then from here be another transportation route. Oops. And this will go to the other side as we develop in that end. That will be the same here. We're gonna have a cut, and I will show you that in the future episode. So for now, let's go ahead and start filling in the gaps. Yeah. So first, we have to check our district. So this is the type of style that we want to use is exactly like this, where we use European suburbia with inland. No. This is organic, local and organic produce, which is low density residential. So that should be the same exact format as you can see here. This was outside the district, so it is building similar to what this looks, and we don't want that, so we need to make sure it is fully engulfed. So we have our theme. So those buildings will have to rebuild, unfortunately. As long as it is low density, it is fine to do that. When it comes to high density residential, you should always keep track, otherwise you're gonna have like your death wave is going to come. So to see that, you go to statistics. As you can see, our population change has always been going up. You don't see a drastic spike down, and you want to maintain it that way. Okay, let's go ahead and zone. So I'm gonna use this one. We're gonna play ×3 speed now, and let's go ahead and pop these things in. And we're also gonna add in our commercial. This side we could plan for something else. Put our commercial here, and we definitely need to put something here immediately, or it's gonna cause some issues. So what can we put there? I'm going to start putting in our, let's see, our healthcare, which I haven't tried putting down yet. So this healthcare, as much as possible, you kind of want to put it like somewhere in the middle. You see that large circle? So this is the elder care building. So what it does is it extends the lifespan of your elders so that they can pay tax. Yes, that's the whole purpose of this one. And then the child health care will improve the well-being of our kids, and which will bring them to school and whatnot. Okay, so this looks like the appropriate location. So I'm gonna place this one over here. Then we need a small road. I am going to put it, let's put it on this side. Yep, that works for me. Let's make sure we're using the right road type, and I'm gonna place this over here. Yep, that works. Then on this end, we will need the actual cemeteries, because each area should have their own cemetery. So I'm gonna place this, oops, I don't know why that appeared. I'm gonna place our cemetery as much as possible, like towards the uh, interior, so that it kind of fills in the gap or fills in the space. Put that down and place our cemetery, let's say here. So this should power up that side. Absolutely perfect. It is working according to plan. And now we just need to place our commercial on this end and on that end. Okay, looking good. Now we can start kind of filling in. We're at 15,000. Okay, let's go ahead and add more residential. I'm just gonna consume this whole side over here. Boom. And for commercial, yeah, let's just try to fill in the other commercial areas. Then we're gonna have to go back and start doing some industrial here. Yeah, I can go ahead and do this. Okay, I think we're good. So we have pre-zoned. I don't recommend doing pre-zone, especially if it's high density, but for low density, it is completely fine. So now that these have practically flatlined, I'm going to go back to this one. And if we check, oh, look at that. So we have our first cemetery that is full. And as anticipated, the others will also start to get full. So let's check the other cemeteries. It's hard to spot them. So if you click on this, you can see exactly where they are. So we have one over here. It's at 1,000. This is at almost 3,000. So we may need another one. I'm just gonna place one over on this end. There you go. Hopefully the electricity works on it. So this is a temporary area until we unlock the crematoriums. And now I believe, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So I could let's just start extending this by simply by adding more buildings. I'm gonna go for extractors, and yeah, let's just add more. So I haven't really featured these really large ones, so let's start to utilize them. Put one here. Okay, and the neat thing about this is, so if you notice, let's say this is one square one, and then this is the rectangular one. What I can do is I could design this in a way where this will become, let's say this is a rectangle one, and then we're gonna use another one here, which will serve as the rectangular version, which is the large one. So let me see if I could display this in a, or showcase this in a better way. So let's say I place this one here, and I place this one on this end, and then this one I'm just going to remove. Then we're going to place the one large one. Let's use this one. Place it on that end, and then this one we can place it here. Or actually, let me redo that. Let's use this one. Place that there, and then we have this large area on this end, and this is where we could make things a little more interesting. Place this one here. Oops, that was not perfect. This one here. that one there, and we're gonna need a road. Uh, let's see. And then I'm gonna disconnect this. Then I'm gonna place another one on this end. Oops, let's use a smaller one. Okay, and we just need to use the same type. So I like to use potatoes. So this can be potatoes, and that one can remain as is. This one can be uh, oranges or pears. Yeah, pears. I like the pears. This one is the pears. So now we have this little thing on this end. Here we could add some other buildings. Oh, I forgot that it is cracked, therefore it is not possible. We'll just utilize a smaller building instead. Boom, and now we are a big city. We have reached 17,000 population, which is our goal for this episode. So now we go back to the city. As I mentioned, the cemeteries are full, so immediately we want to put down crematoriums so that they could be emptied. Make sure we empty our cemeteries. I'm gonna do that now and place a crematorium right next to it. You could put one, you could put two. For now, I'm just gonna put one in each. And I believe, oh, we have one on this end. Okay, that works. So again, this everything here is still being filled, and we still have a huge demand for industry. So we haven't really checked our traffic. Our traffic is at 86, 88%, and it's only going to get worse as we continue to add more here. So this is why we have this road in place so that we could have a direct connection to the highway. At some point, I'm going to show you when it does start to collapse. Okay, let's go ahead and start or continue filling in this area. So I am simply just going to add more extractors. So for this thing, I don't have to worry as much, even though we see not enough buyers for products, because these buildings will never abandon, which is the great thing about Industries DLC. So we do not need to worry about that whatsoever. Okay, let's go ahead and add more. One, two, like the differences here, where we have our kind of fruits, we have our crop fields, and then we have our greenhouses. And as mentioned, the more we put down, the more traffic it will incur. But it is a necessary evil, and we are going to continue actually. Okay, so this one has a little different format. This changes up to potatoes because it is on a slope. Okay, I think I like that. And as long as your roads are not, like the intersections are not too close to each other, the traffic should still be going smoothly. So for instance, this one is way too close. That's why I chopped it off there. So you gotta just keep those things in mind. I believe I can, oh yes, that's right. We should remove this one. I'm gonna put two so that this will empty out rather quickly. And let's see. So this area here, I want to make into like a supermarket area. So this, let's go ahead and fill in residential. Oh, we have like a big spot here. Let's try to fill that in. So we have a dilemma here. This one is something I just mentioned that you should not do. Have roads too close to each other. However, these are low density. But when it comes to low density, it is completely fine. Uh, Meanwhile, if it's high density, it is more problematic. So just keep those things in mind. Okay, look at that. Look at this traffic here. As I mentioned, right? Because of the trucks want to leave the city and they're going through right here. So let's go ahead and remedy this now, actually. So we're at 87%. You can see how kind of red and orange this area is. So let's go ahead and fix traffic now. So traffic is something kind of easy to anticipate, especially if you are just working with industrial areas. Let's see, and let's connect this one here. So this will also be a temporary road. I just need this to be able to go out. Let's upgrade these roads here so it doesn't have that alert. Now we need an interchange here, and what I'm going to use is one of the interchanges available from the DLC. So we have, oh, it's over here. So we have these ones. There's a Parklow interchange that we can put here. So if I place it on this end, this one will actually work. Look at that. Yeah, this one will work perfectly here. So let's go ahead and pause the game. We're just going to squeeze it in. So this is part of a DLC. I think it comes with a map pack. I'm not sure. I will like make it pop up when I figure it out. So there, and then we just simply need to connect these together. Now our road here will just need to connect to the main line, and this might as well connect to this one. Okay, everything looks good. Let's go ahead and resume the simulation. So now there should be less trucks going in this direction, and they should be taking that route more frequently. So again, let's pay attention to the traffic. So we can see that is orange, orangey red at 88. I think it was 86. Yeah, so we are just gonna wait for that. Okay. And let's see, we have some residential demand. This thing is still taking a hot minute. Let me try to fill this side. So I'm gonna create a road here. So I'm gonna keep it at ×3 so that I could so we can empty that cemetery out. I mean, I could use move it mod, but I'm gonna try not to. Okay, and then from here we are going to select a supermarket, and there it is. I found it. This one here looks like it fits. I was thinking of putting another one here, but instead let's try to just use a park to fill in the gap. Yeah, something that this should do. Okay, yeah, that might be okay. Then let's go ahead and kind of put in our commercial zoning. This end, this is supposed to be residential, and I think I should connect this one just to match the other side. This thing is taking a really. Oh, it's almost done. Yay. Let's relocate our fire stations and whatnot. I want to put it on this end. There's not a lot of thought put into that. We were just simply relocating. It's like we didn't make a special location for them. At least not in this point of time. And there you go, it's finally empty. So I'm going to actually just delete it. Oh, that was crazy. After all that, and then I just decided to delete it. Okay, let's we can put this one here. And this one, it's not a bad thing to have two next to a cemetery. Okay. All right, now I can like just fill this one in. So this one is very awkward, right? Because this one connects there, and we kind of want it to all connect together, but not in a very short distance type of intersection. So we're gonna have to decide which way it's gonna go. Okay, that should work, and then we'll put in our residential here. For this large gap, we could simply just put a road. We have this kind of large area here that we could mess around with. Question is, what do we put in there? So here we have like a water feature, and that is something similar we can put on this end. So let's try to achieve that. I'm gonna use this one, and this will be like our flop down area for our water. So I'm placing this as deep as possible on that end. This thing can fit. Perfect. There you go. It's on a slope, which is fine. And then we have this area here. Ooh, wow, we are now a grand city with only zoning low density. That's awesome. And here, okay, here, let's just add more parkish type of things. So I'm gonna go with this one. I love this one, by the way. One of my favorite assets. Okay, so it's like a park area there, and I believe now we can just ×3 speed, start filling in the gaps with trees. Oh, there's something wrong with these buildings. So they are not local and organic produce. I just realized because of the height. See how tall they are? They should be like this one right here. So we're gonna have to update that. So I'm gonna click on local and organic produce. Click on this. So now all our commercial here should rebuild, and they would be lower level in terms of height. So while that's going on, I'm just gonna go ahead and continue planting trees. Right now there's like holes. I'm gonna let it settle itself. But let's check out our traffic flow. As you can see, now it's just traffic going in. Not a lot of trucks going out. We're at 88. The traffic is now on this end, which is okay as long as it's not within the city, and they are taking this a lot more frequently now. So for these things here, that's because there's a stoplight. If you want to remove it, click on traffic routes, junctions, and then you click on the lights at the junction, and then it will just start to go smoothly. You can do that with all your intersections if you want to. But for I do that frequently, but for this one, I'm going to opt not to. Oh, we have some water issues, so we can put in a water tower. Oh, that's perfect. So water towers are things that I just kind of randomly place. So I will put it here, like putting it around parks and whatnot, kind of blends in. See, that's the best thing about water towers. So instead of having those water pumps on the shoreline, like, at least these pumps make sense into your city. Okay, so now we have a lot of industrial demand once again. But if we take a look at this, notice the theme that we have becoming more fulfilled each time. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I could start zoning residential on this end. We'll make it just up to, say, that blocks. I may have to redo this because I need to make roads go in a different direction. Oh, this is empty. Yeah, our neighborhood is really coming together. Look at that. It's beautiful. Yeah, as soon as that fills in, I'm gonna take a look. We have a lot of industrial demands. I have a tile unlocked. I could start like building here instead of adding more to this end. So with that, we could simply just wait for the commercial to fill in, then we can take a look at its final design. Okay, I think enough time has passed, and I believe everything has been filled in. Yep, everything's filled in, and everything looks nominal. Yeah. So what are these things here that we created? So as I mentioned, this is gonna be a future route for transportation, and you notice how I place this one strategically in the middle because we can put like a stop here, right? Stop at the grocery station, stop on that side, right? A bus stop, I mean.